Good morning, pair of peeps. What's happening? This is your girl, Pastor Ju. What's going on? What's cracking? Come on in. Hey. Hey. Good morning. This is Pastor Ju. I want to shoot you all a real quick Periscope. I'm at this program this morning. I got to get inside, but on my drive, the Lord, hey, Dr. Tamer, good morning, sis. But the Lord just put something on my heart, and I just want to share it with somebody. I got, you just get something and you just got to share it. And so I got to share this with you all. So come on in, get the hearts going, share with somebody. If you want to bless someone today, I triple dare you to share this Periscope with them. If you want to bless somebody today, share this Periscope with them at some point, even if you share the replay. But share it with someone. Good morning, Claudia. What's happening, y'all? Good morning. Send some hearts up. Share the Periscope with some people. This is Pastor Najuma. Glad to be with you this morning. I'm actually here at First Presbyterian Church, about to go into this program with Dr. John Perkins. Hey, it's early, I know, but it's a good word. Claudia, share this. If you want to bless somebody today, I triple dare to share this Periscope with them. It's early, but it's a good one. This is good. But look, I'm gonna get right into it, and then y'all can share the replay. But get the hearts going. Share with somebody. Get those hearts going. Share with somebody. It is early, but I was driving this morning to First Presbyterian Church here in Hollywood. I'm at a program that I need to go get inside, but I just had to share this message that the Lord just kind of dropped in my soul today. And I was in the car and literally just like started shaking, like, oh my goodness. And so this morning we're calling this Periscope Elevate Your Ask. Elevate your ask. I want to encourage someone this morning. Elevate your ask. I was listening to somebody on the radio or a CD, and she was talking about Gideon, and and then my thought pattern. You know how you listening to something, and then the Lord just began to speak to me about the impossible, and God said to me, part of our problem is, as we ask for what's hard, as opposed to asking from God what's impossible. God doesn't master in what's hard. God masters in what's impossible. And the part of the problem with lay folks, with all of us, is that those of us on the ground, is that oftentimes we believe God, but we're too busy asking for what's hard as opposed to seeking him for what's impossible. God masters in the impossible. From Genesis to Revelations, God is constantly mastering in the impossible while we're consumed with what's hard. How many of us have said, it's hard. God help me because it's too hard. It's so hard. And God is saying, quit asking for what's hard, because what's hard is what you're trying to do in your power. What's impossible is what I want to do through you. So here's the text that the Lord took me to. Luke chapter 1, verse 37 and 38. 36 and 37. Check this out. It says in verse 36, Luke chapter 1, verse 36. What's more, your relative Elizabeth has become pregnant in her old age. People used to say she was barren. Y'all get that? People used to say she was barren. But she has conceived a son and is now in her 6th month. Here's verse 37. For nothing is impossible with God. And God said to me, tell the people, this is for me too, but share with your people, quit asking for what's hard. What's hard is what would have been done in their own strength. God's saying, ask for what's impossible, because what's impossible, there's nothing impossible with God. When we get stuck in the I want to go to school, or school is hard, quit asking for the hard. Ask for the impossible. Seek God for the impossible thing, because the hard thing is simply when we're operating in our own strength. And it's hard. Yeah, it's hard in my strength, but I'm not seeking God for what's hard. I'm seeking God for what's impossible. I'm seeking God for what I can't do. See, what's hard is what I'm doing in my own strength and my own ability, my own intellect. Yes, that's hard. But I'm not just trying to get done what I can do. Y'all get that? I'm trying to pursue, get done, achieve, possess, lay hold of that which is impossible. And here the key in the text. It says people used to say she was barren. Here's what God told me to share with somebody this morning. Start asking God for everything people said you couldn't do. I mean, everything they said you couldn't do, everything they said you couldn't be, everything they said you couldn't have, everything they said you couldn't possess. Start asking God for all of that. They said you can't get a Grammy, ask for the Grammy. If they said you can't write the book, ask God to help you get the book done. Quit asking for what's hard, because what's hard is what you're doing. But what's impossible is what God is going to do through you. And so elevate your ask today. No more asking God to help you get done what's hard, because you can do what's hard. I can do what's hard. It's just hard. Y'all get that? It's just hard. It's hard. It's difficult. It's just hard. That's it. But it's not impossible. Y'all got to hear me on this. Elevate your ask. No more asking God for what's hard. Start asking God for everything people said you couldn't do. Everything. And they may not be people in your family. They might be politicians. They might be people that you don't even know. Elevate your ask. Ask God for everything somebody said you couldn't do. Somebody said you couldn't be. Somebody said you couldn't possess. And even if you said it to yourself, start asking God for the things you said were impossible. Like, I don't think that that's possible. Elevate your ask and start asking God for everything everybody said was impossible. Because God doesn't master in what's hard. God majors in what's impossible. He's the God of the impossible. And so he's not seeking to use us for what's hard. You and I can accomplish what's hard with a little tenacity, a little elbow grease, a little time management, a little more sleep, a little more organization. We can get done what's hard. But what's impossible? That's God's work. And so elevate your ask. You do what's hard and then let God do what's impossible. You and we gonna work on what's hard, but I'm gonna ask God for the impossible. Everything somebody said you couldn't do, be, have, and or possess, start asking God for it. The text said people used to say she was barren. Elizabeth was barren. She can't have no kids. She ain't getting no kids. And the Bible turns around and says now she's 6 months pregnant with a son. With God, nothing is impossible. Go all the way back to when you were 2. Think about every teacher, every mentor, counselor, every co-worker, every colleague, every classmate who said you couldn't do, be, have, and possess, and ask God for it. Ask God for the impossible. Ask God, and let me share this with you all. Many of you don't know this. We just moved. And in the process of the moving, the Lord said to me, this is preparation to buy a house. I'm going to be honest with you. There's nothing about my present circumstance that says I'm in position to buy a house. But I've just been speaking it. I've been speaking it so much so that someone who didn't even know we were moving called me the last day we were in our house and says to me, the Lord told me to tell you, you get in the house for you and your kids. And I said, what? What you talking about? Do you even know that we're moving? She didn't even know. And I don't know when the house is coming. I don't know when. I don't know how. And she said a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't have time to go into it this morning. But it was just the fact that I just kept speaking. Every time somebody asked me, well, what y'all go do? This is preparation. We cutting our overhead by 50% because, home ownership is in the land, right? And so I've been speaking it so much so that this woman who operates in the prophetic calls me the last night we're in our last place and gives me a word from the Lord. And so I'm just want to encourage somebody out there, quit asking God for help you do what's hard. You can get done what's hard. That just requires a little tenacity, a little elbow grease being expended, a little hard work, time management, organization. You and I can accomplish what's hard. But what we want to seek from God is the impossible. Elevate your ask and go back and ask God for everything somebody said you couldn't do, you couldn't be, you couldn't have, you couldn't possess. Go back to all those interviews, all those auditions, all those past business people who said, oh, that's impossible. You can't get that contract. You can't have that deal. That deal will never happen for you. You don't have what it takes. Go all the way back to all of that and then put a list together and ask God for everything that someone said was impossible. Everything you said was impossible. Go back and now begin to seek God for the impossible. That is the supernatural. That's that divine place. That's that place where I'm not operating in just my flesh. Now I'm moving into the supernatural. God majors in the supernatural. He does not major in hard. It's not hard. It's not what God is about. God is about the impossible. So let's elevate our ask, church. Ask. Let's elevate our ask. A-S-K. Let's elevate our ask and seek God for the impossible. You and I can accomplish the hard. We can do that. But what we need God to do is to move through us to make the impossible come to pass. So again, this is your girl, RevJuju. Be encouraged today. Elevate your ask. You do the hard, seek God for the impossible, and watch the supernatural, divine manifestation of God in your life. Our scripture this morning was Luke chapter 1, verse 36 and 37. With God, nothing is impossible. Be blessed today. I'm about to go in here with this session with Dr. John Perkins. If whatever great comes out of it, I'll share that with y'all on social media. But today, elevate your ask. No longer ask God to help you do what's hard. You can get done what's hard. I can get done what's hard. Let's seek God for the impossible. Amen. Be blessed. Love y'all. Have a great day. It's Thankful Thursday. Write down, post up something that you're thankful for. Even if it's nothing more than I'm just thankful to be alive today. It's Thankful Thursday. Be thankful today. God bless you. Peace.